Okay, so hello everyone. I hope my computer won't crash this time. It happens every time I open Discord. So today I wanted to say this is the beginning of wanted to call it Japanese read Japanese everyday version 2, or I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but we're gonna call it read Japanese everyday. I'm updating, revamping the system I created, and it actually fits right into an existing system called Refold, created by our Lord and Savior, the one only Matt vs Japan. We should already mentioned before. So yeah, this is Refold. One thing is, I practiced Japanese for quite a while, 1 year. I created my own system because I thought I didn't need another polyglot system, actually, because I knew how it was gonna work. However, I discovered recently I needed an institution again. I needed another system of mentorship to learn Japanese, because I thought I was going to be N4 and stuff like that. Stuff happened. After I came back from Japan, I was really wasn't feeling okay. I felt pretty much depressed. If it's not depression, I don't know what you could call it, for 2 months. And so yeah, it wasn't like I didn't know why it was like that. My brain was saturated. I was practicing Japanese like every day, like 5-6 hours 5-6 hours a day, something like that. Japanese. So in January, I practiced like how many hours? 6 hours. Let's forget about December. 6. So if I do the math, so if I practiced 6 hours for 5 days, no, for 10 days, and then for the next 20 days 30 minutes, then it's 60 plus 10, so it's 70 hours. My goal was 15. Yeah, so my goal was 15. In February, actually, when I came back to Japan, so for 40 days, so February, so 40 days, so March. In March I practiced, so the whole month of the half March, half February, so let's say 45 days. So here I practiced 90 hours. It's like 3 hours a day minimum. So 90 hours, because 3 hours times 30, it's 90. And here it's not 90. Here it's 90, and here it's, so if you do the math, at the beginning I did 30 minutes for a few weeks, so 45 plus 7.5, something like that. So around 60, I would say around 60. So that's about it. That's actually more than that. actually less, I think. Anyway, so what happened basically is I'm trying not to go too much overboard here. Okay. So what happened is I practiced a lot in December as well. I practiced like it's the same amount, like something like 80 hours, and when I came back for the first few weeks in January and then in February, I would say my brain was saturated. I was trying to Japanese was too difficult and my brain couldn't take it. And so what happened is basically I would put it away and go back at it and put it away, and it was a vicious cycle. Then I was very depressed because I wanted to go back to Japan, and I was hearing everything in Japanese, and it was very weird. It was a reverse culture shock as well. That's another story, but there's another thing, another problem. I was gonna say it in Japanese, Betsu no mondai this. But that's about it. Then what happened is I lost myself into a world discovered in VR chat called Language Exchange. And I practice like 2 to 3 hours a day, but that's all I have to say about it. I'm gonna stop sharing this part of the screen. This app, Excel. I don't need to do 2 hours and 30 minutes a day. First of all, I don't have enough space on my computer. Okay? And that's only for Japanese every day, right? So look at it. That just for day 344, I already have 14.5 gigabytes. That's quite a problem. That's quite problematic for days 344 to 347. Just for 379 and 380, I already have 11, almost 12 gigs. Or just for two videos. If I upload 2 videos every day, one video every yeah. So if I upload 2 videos, so every 2 days, okay, it's a problem because they always ask me for my phone number, and I only have one, so I had to ask my ex-roommate and my brother, and it's problematic. So then, but if I stop uploading every 2 days, what happens is the YouTube algorithm doesn't, but not YouTube, but the Google Drive algorithm doesn't ask Gmail, my bad, because I have created a new Gmail every time. So the Gmail algorithm doesn't ask me every time to create to put my my phone number to create a new email. So I always check the clock, the stopwatch, because I don't want to talk too much. So yeah, I have to give it a break. Like Instagram, I used to post every day. I posted like 2,000 pictures and 500 videos about Japan when I went to Japan for 1 month. It's just Kamakura, but I went to a little bit to other cities, Tokyo, Yokohama. Anyway, so today is about Japanese, not Japan, but it's okay. My motivation right now is to get back at it, at Japanese, because I really love Japan, because of the passion. But yeah, actually, day 337 is the day I started practicing only Japanese in I think it's this one, right? Yeah, VR chat. So yeah, it's this one. Day 338. Day 383. Something like that.
わからない。
あ、そうですか。
でも多分一緒にいた子はその子じゃないのかな。
So, like I said, for around 40 days, I started practicing Japanese, and like going every day to like VR chat and practice like this here. So I did that for 40 days, something like that. So look, this is January 26. January 26. So if I go on my sheet, so I've been doing it for, actually it's 90 days here. 90 days. That's quite a lot. Anyway, 90 hours, not 90 days. So what's wrong? All of that to say, I practiced a lot. But what I wanted to say is that the Japanese in me, in my brain, was born, but after some point I reached a stagnation point, and the Japanese started to start crumbling little by little. I started to get confused. My brain started to get cloudy, and now it's better, much better than yesterday and the day before. But that's symptoms of burnout, I think. Well, at the beginning, I started this channel because I read this book, reread it actually many times, and I had to be consistent in my passion and desire to learn Japanese. In this book, they say if you want to stop smoking or lose weight, you need consistency and you need accountability. So you need to show people, make yourself accountable that you're gonna stop doing it. So that you have to show it to people, and as a sign of accountability. That so basically they will be there, So how do you say this? Sometimes I forget my words. The hell? What is this? Witness. Yeah, I forget sometimes some words. So you need witnesses. You need people to know that you're doing this activity. So that's why I'm having this YouTube channel, and also the consistency of doing it every day. Of course, I talked about it, all of this in day 0, which is gonna be released on next year, so I can review it myself. One thing is I didn't talk to it too much with people, but I think I should talk more about it. So I've been talking about this for 10 minutes. Okay. So yeah, that's about it for the little problems I had to go through. Little problems, or big problems, whatever you call it. The reason I'm saying I should talk to more people about it is I'm discovering more and more that this has a big potential. I only have 4 subscribers, and this refold concept, my Japanese is gonna take off. It's gonna boost my Japanese because it's already basic. I mean, it's already the foundations are here. My Japanese is foundational. It's pretty much elementary. But I started speaking too early. However, the system is something else. So I do not need, like I said, I do not need to record 2 hours a day. I don't need to do that anymore. And like I said, there's a problem with memory. I can just upload everything on YouTube, and that's it. And I don't want to buy many like USB keys or flash disks. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I think it's more important to have it securely put in my cloud, Google Google Drive, then have lot of time of recording and then just show off. No, I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. I'm recording 8 to 10 times more than I should. Like 2 hours and 30 minutes is too much. I can just record 15 minutes. You know, well, there's one thing important with the D4 concept is you have to prioritize consistency over quantity. So it's not even quality right now we're talking about. So we're talking about consistency. So you have quality time of studying, or not studying, but learning. And we're gonna talk about the difference between studying and acquiring, you know. So what I'm gonna do is the immersion part. But at the beginning I wanted to study, like use like anime as an input, but it was difficult in 2020, 2021, 2022. I was trying to figure out how to do that. 2022 at the beginning, that's when I started the channel 1 year ago, a little bit less than that. Yeah, a little bit more than that. Anyway, so I decided to use the input from, I wanted a pure input. I didn't want to like watch random videos on YouTube like this. For me, no, I want something pure. For me, anime is pure, but I didn't want to get copyright. The documentary, thank God, had no copyright. So for 1 year, I practiced pitch accent and kanji, but that's not enough. The tools are interesting. The tools that they share. So they have a tool that, for example, puts blurs on Netflix, which is interesting. I can show you that as well. Or there's another tool called Anki, which I have here, that sets up your flashcards, which I didn't do yet. So they suggest 15 minutes of vocabulary study, 15 minutes of vocabulary study every day, grammar study 15 minutes as well, and immersion 30 minutes. Immersion, that's the thing I should have done. I should have stopped, which was the hands down the foundational, the most important part of doing learning a language, right? And well, I'm saying I'm revamping my system because this is an institution. It's like a framework. This blueprint, like Refold, is gonna be the spine, the backbone of, you know, the business of learning a language, in a way. They talk about passive listening. I'll have to implement that as well. It's not difficult, they say. The key to passive listening is to make it a habit. Every time you reach for audio listening, blah, 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 blah. We advise at least 30 minutes per day of passive listening. 30 minutes per day quickly adds up to a lot of extra immersion hours that accelerates your comprehension. That's very important, so I have to figure out where to put it. So passive listening or immersion. So this is okay, but for now I'll put it aside. I'll figure out when to put it. I already set up the YouTube profile. I can show you that as well. But lastly, for Refold, this is no important thing. They say spend 10 to 20 minutes each day studying basic grammatical concepts in your target language. This is important as well. I was practicing, what is this? It seems like I have a British accent. So just picked up the British accent out of nowhere. I think this is important because I recorded that a little bit last week because I was sick of just going to VRChat and just it started to stress me out. I started shaking. Just go to VRChat and talk to people, and it started to become suffocating. So I practiced the particles with Yoko Sensei, the YouTube channel. Did I delete that? Oh my god. No, it's here. Okay. Very interesting channel. It makes me feel very smart. I like that channel. She's very, very, very cool. Very smart. Oh, December 27. Interesting. That's the day I went to Tokyo. It's an important date for me. Yeah, that day. It's a big coincidence, but I know nobody's gonna listen to that specific part anyway, I think, but doesn't matter, don't care. I met the most important, precious person in the world for me that day. What a coincidence. It's not her though. So another thing I wanted to talk about is they introduced something called primers. Speaking of primers, so yeah, that's the thing. So this is Virgil, but here, you see something, right? It's a notification from what we call an app. It's an app called Busu. I used to use it in 2020 to learn hiragana, katakana. Then I stopped for some reason, but they suggested to use one primer. There are many. One of them is you have to pay money. It's their deck, vocabulary deck. $20. I'm not sure I'm gonna get it right now. And in Canadian, it's more than that. For now, forget about it. For now, I'm not gonna invest in that. For now, I'm going back to Busu, and also it makes me a little bit nostalgic. But at the same time, not really. No, not really anymore. It faded away pretty quick. So they say for the next 24 hours, blah blah blah. No, I don't care about your discount. So I'm gonna show you the app a little bit, just quickly. So this is the app, and wow, I'm gonna lower the. So you see, you have hiragana here. You have so yeah, this is the beginning of hiragana, and you have different kinds. So you learn vocabulary, for example, you learn about sentences. So this is the primer I'm using. So before I show you any more content, I'm gonna share about one video that it was a slap on the face when I saw that video. So
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Takashi from Japan. So today I'm going to interview foreigners in Japan. How did you become fluent in Japanese? This video is sponsored by Gogo Nihon. If you want to find out how you can live and study in Japan or learning Japanese online, keep watching this video until the end. I will.
Yeah, so this school is an interesting school. I was gonna choose at the beginning, then I went for another one, but just so you know, it's a very nice choice to if you want to go to Japan and study Japanese in Japan. So I really recommend Gogo Nihon. Yeah, because I'm going again in Japan this fall to study Japanese for 3 months to raise my level.
Also leave link in the description below, so check it out.
Thank you for your time. 日本語で自己紹介してもらっても大丈夫ですか？
はい、アメリカ人のニック、日本に来てもう15年ぐらい経ってんだけど、まあ日本で漫才っていう日本のコメディとか、まあ YouTube とかインスタとかそういうインフルエンサーっぽいことをやってます。はい。He's like laughing.
でも so yeah, he's my friend and we usually talk in Japanese because you know his Japanese is better than my English. That's why we talk.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. So first, you can trust this guy, right? And the other one, because this guy is very good in Japanese. This one is interviewing, he's a Japanese person. He's interviewing foreigners who speak Japanese pretty well. So what he's saying is,
I listening to Japanese for thousands and thousands of hours.
Input.
That's how I became fluent.
In Japan or in America?
Yes. So when YouTube was still had to move to Japan.
Speak Japanese at all? Or?
No, I knew some Japanese because I'd studied it.
But
studying
nobody
it
said,
and like actually acquiring it is different. So studying is like looking at the foundations or like a map. You know, it's like the 準備は英語でなんだっけ? Preparations. Yeah. See, I'm forgetting English. It's like the preparation for actually acquiring the language.
How did you learn actually when you came here? Like, you know, like...
It's interesting because I listened to this part many times. 準備は英語でなんだっけ? And now I understand naturally. And that's one thing about Refold. It makes me understand that it's not about speaking. It's about listening first. Seek to understand and then to anything you want. You can do anything after that. You can write. You can listen.
Did you make Japanese friends a lot, or
So
I was always hanging. People were studying.
Interesting guy.
yeah.
Companies saying, or but I think 5 years is
People you speak Japanese all the time, but it takes 5.
it's you can't just read about
So
you get better and better, you know.
So what
Say
is
you
that
want to
like?
do like martial arts, you can't just read about it and then do it. You read about it, oh, this is what it is, and then you practice it and practice it and practice it and get good. So when you're actually studying, that's just the preparation.
I think this is kind of tricky question, but what's the best way to learn Japanese in 2020?
it's right. He's right. Like, it's like swimming. If you want to swim, you like Matt talked about it many times. If you watch his videos, you know. I think. So if you study swimming, you're not gonna get better at swimming. You have to do it. But then he says something. This guy about being like a child and learning and starting with. It's true as well.
3.
I can tell everybody this. You live in the best time ever. What you really need to do is watch things in Japanese with either Japanese subtitles or no Japanese subtitles. You can't watch any of your own native language entertainment. Really crazy and nerdy, which I am a nerd, but like that's what you have to do.
What's a piece of advice you give to someone who's just started learning Japanese?
Okay.
Not in
Start
Japan.
with
Yeah.
kids
Not in
shows,
Japan.
he says.
This is not just for Japanese, but any language. You have to accept that you won't understand almost anything at
True.
first. That's the hardest thing. I'd say maybe the first 3-4 months, every bit of advice is watch things for kids first. You watch easy things. Basically, you think of yourself as a baby. You're a baby again. You know how babies can't speak? They hear, Mama, Dad, Dad. Like they hear that from their parents, and then oh, that's mom, that's dad. You're doing the same thing, but through digital media.
Do you feel like
So yeah, he's right, but one thing I want to say is, yes, we're like babies. We use a pattern to learn languages, but it's not. It doesn't mean you have to start with kids shows, and you have to do something you like. Like that's why this guy, you know him, right?
United States.
and
He's
you just
not.
came here, right?
Yeah, 7 months ago
2
about.
months ago.
He says you need the content you like.
And you speak Japanese.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
あ、じゃあ自分のイントロダクションをちょっと日本語でしてみてください。
はい、マットです、アメリカ人で今大阪に、住んでます、日本語はもう12年ぐらい前から勉強してて、あと YouTube とかで日本語の、勉強について動画作ってます。まあちょっと活動休んでる中で今。
So this guy, he created Refold. He's a genius. He's been studying Japanese for 12 years. He became native in 2 years. He practiced. He just studied Japanese for like 6 hours a day for 2 years or something. That's how he became fluent. It's very intense, but that's what he did. So yeah. Anyway, so right now it's like a sort of time off period, like a dead period, where I don't have exams, anything for like 3 weeks. So for like 1 week or 2, I just was figuring out what to do with my life. I really wanted to go back to Japan, but I got myself together and decided to practice. So why am I saying this? Forgot why. So yeah, I know now. I really want to do it the same way he did. I'm not gonna copy him, but you know what I mean. So this guy, he really succeeded in making this learning thing a reality. I really need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want my computer to crash on me. Let's look at the temperature. 70, okay. I'll be right back. I'm back. So I really wanted to listen to what he has to say.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you about learning
The pretty unconventional approach.
So
in the first place.
he learned in a
Yeah.
Japanese in a very unconventional
yeah.
approach.
So I think I learned Japanese with a pretty unconventional approach where I learned entirely through input, almost entirely in the United States. So basically, I just sat in my room and watched anime and Japanese dramas and Japanese movies and all day, and I read Japanese books all day, and I just got tons and tons of input. So all my focus was on understanding and not on speaking. And after doing that, like, 6 to 8 hours a day, every single day for like a couple years, I started being able to speak pretty naturally. My kind of philosophy was if I spoke Japanese too early, I would make lots of mistakes that would become bad habits. So I actually wanted to get this foundation and build up my intuition just through listening to the language and reading the language so that when I did speak, I could kind of correct myself. I'd know when I made a mistake, and that way I could speak really naturally.
Many people mention like you should come to Japan
Yeah.
first to.
So
Living in Japan doesn't automatically make you. There's a lot more. Come to
So,
Japan.
you
And
know-
normally, to be as extreme, just like 1 or 2 years of really focused study. I was a very, very extreme example, but I think
Yeah.
just like 1 or 2 years of really.
so what do you
Yes.
look?
Yeah.
That's what you did, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, you don't have to be as extreme as me.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
12 years.
Yeah,
12
yeah.
years.
12 years he
I was
did-
a very, very extreme example, but I think just like 1 or 2 years of really focused study before coming to Japan, I think would give the best result for most people.
If someone asks you, what's the best way to
best-
learn
best
Japanese
way to
from
learn
scratch?
Japanese.
Yeah.
How would you answer?
Well, yeah, I would say at the very beginning, it's good to do standard things like get a textbook,
Get a textbook, learn the most common 1,000 words, right?
learn some basic grammar, memorize.
Like for example, using a primer was a good thing. That's what I did at the beginning, and it was that's why I didn't have some trouble creating my own system.
The most common 1,000 words.
Mhm.
But after that, instead of focusing on doing things like textbooks, just focus on input.
Input.
Most people, they put off, watching anime with no subtitles or reading a book
And
in Japanese because they're like, I'm not ready yet. Well, you're never going to be ready. So you just got to start before you're ready, and that's how you figure it out when you go.
And you mentioned anime, and you learn Japanese by
Yeah.
watching anime as well, right?
Yeah, a lot of anime,
Yeah, look-
especially early on.
Okay. Many people discuss about this topic.
Yeah.
Learning Japanese by watching anime. Some people mention like it's good, but some people mention like it's not really good because it's not like daily conversation
Yeah,
Japanese. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think it's really, really efficient to watch anime when it
Well,
comes? Yeah.
so
The
some
first-
people think watching anime without subtitles. I don't know where it comes from, but I used to believe that as well. That anime is not like real life. For example, okay, some words are not like in real life. For example, waku waku is not used in real life. Anya in Spike's Family says that, but it's not something they use in real life, right? But look at what he says.
First thing I want to
Listen,
say
I
is
mean-
people have this worry, right? Of, anime Japanese is not like real Japanese. So if you learn through Japanese from anime, you sound like an anime character, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, do I sound like an anime character?
Nah.
Right? My Japanese is pretty natural, right? And so I think, in a way, you got to stop arguing theoretically and
See?
look at the facts. I have never met anyone who is actually good at Japanese and they sound like an anime character, right? And the reason for this is because when you have anime Japanese and real life Japanese, they're like 95% the same, right? Same grammar, same vocabulary, right? Like take a word like sugoi. Does sugoi mean something different in
Same
anime
thing.
in real life? No, it means the same thing, right? So it's really just the same Japanese with a little bit of extra anime flavor on the top. And so if you learn mostly through anime and then you go and listen to real life people, very quickly you'll be able to recalibrate and adjust and figure out what natural Japanese sounds.
Okay.
So I think for me the most important thing is you want to find content that you like, because learning
See,
Japanese
you need content that you like.
takes a long time, like thousands of hours. So if you like anime, you just really enjoy it, then that's really good to learn Japanese from because you'll be able to put all the time in, right? If you don't like anime, then probably don't use anime. Find something that you do like.
What's a piece of advice you give to someone
Study
who
pitch
just started
accent.
learning Japanese?
Well, another one I can say is if you want to sound good, study pitch accent early on. It's a really important aspect of the pronunciation of words, like hashi. And it's something that generally they never teach you in the textbooks or in classes. For me, I didn't find out about this until really late. So I had to go back and relearn the pronunciation of every word, and it was a lot of work. So if I could go back, I would have started learning pitch accent really early on.
Do you regret that you didn't come earlier?
Yeah, no, I definitely do.
So one thing I want to say is like he says, you don't want to speak directly. So it says convert your acquired language to speaking ability, which is very interesting, right? You speak at the end, but also they say here you want to focus on, I don't know exactly where Matt talked about that, but or if it's here in the so exactly, not sure exactly where this is, but they say you need to learn the reading first before the listening, which is interesting. At the same time, we're not babies. It doesn't take 8 years or 9 years to learn a language and be like very basic at it, but we can read, we can do it even if we don't know the language, which is interesting. So that's why they say you have to set up Anki before. So that's one thing. This is the primers I talked to you about. They said to me, you can use these primers. They talked about it in the Refold. I don't remember exactly where. I think they did talk about it, but that's one thing. Okay. Quick start. Yeah, the primers. You see? That's where they talk about the primers. I can show you the YouTube channel, the YouTube profile I set up. This is Anki. They show you how to set up Anki. No, this is not Anki. This is a tool for a dictionary, pop-up dictionary called Yumi-chan. So when you want to look for a word, the dictionary pops up. It's interesting. So Anki with the Yami-chan. Looks like everything has been built for Japanese, so I feel blessed. Especially the specific, there's the generic and the specific part of Refold. The generic part is when they talk about everything, you know, for learning the language. And here you can choose Japanese and they show you specific steps to learn Japanese. 5 hours of immersion, reading and listening. So yeah, that's the course. I'm at day 2 now. So see, day 2. Not learn but acquire language. See the input. Yeah. So vocabulary, grammar, time. That's it. Priming. Yeah. We learned about this yesterday. Exactly. And lastly, this is what I'm gonna do after I leave. I'm gonna listen. So, yes, I want to show the YouTube channel. Yeah, no copyright. So quick, I have to show this quick. So first, for your YouTube profile. So this is my YouTube profile, and so what I have to do is I have to click on videos and I have to click on I'm not interested or don't recommend the channel because I want everything to be in Japanese. So they show you how to set up. It's very one-sided, very only one. Anyway, so you see I have a very focused type of videos, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm interested in, honestly. How to so this one, don't recommend channel. Anyway, same thing. On the explore section you can see what's trending in Japan, because I actually set up my country in Japan. So yeah, that's about it for the YouTube videos. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna use for your passive listening. Just dating advice for Japanese, like Japanese girls, you know. Yeah, interesting. So now I'll show it quickly. So what you can do with the Netflix thing is you can look at the subtitles. They're blurred, so it's interesting, right? Another thing is, so basically you can decide if you want to look at them or not, and it makes your brain work. It's really nice. I like it. You see the next lines. You see on the right, I have 3 minutes. On the right you see the words. You can save them. Very interesting. Wow. You see the subtitles here. You can analyze them. So what I want to show you is, see, this is Language Reactor, what I used. This is before I used to use LingQ. This is a system that has been created by one guy, one polyglot, but I stopped using it because I said I wanted to create my own system. Anyway, so now that we are here, look at Language Reactor, and it's very interesting. So I want to watch anime. So this is Japan. Oh, very popular, right? Only Japanese stuff, right? Wow, what a crazy thing. I didn't even select. This is made for Japanese. Wow, incredible. So no, this is my bad, because I chose I'm learning Japanese. Okay, so my country is Canada. So then I can do like year release. So look at that. You have all of this. You have Great Pretender, which is what I'm watching. I like to rewatch. I really liked Great Pretender. It was the first anime I watched when there was the second lockdown, the big lockdown, 7 months, and it was so cool. I watched Great Pretender and like this. No need to go to school in real life. Everything online like this. I eat a lot of stuff like chocolate, I eat pizza. Anyway, so yeah, so it makes me nostalgic to rewatch it, and I really like it. The vibe, it's really cool. So yeah, Vinland Saga, you know, S tier anime right here. Okay, Beastars, it's pretty good. Batman Ninja, interesting. Devilman Crybaby, our Lord and Savior. Of course, I will watch it, I think. And yeah. So, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I hope they have the whole series. But so guys, that's about it. That's what I'm willing to do for the next XXX years, you know. I'll continue doing this. This is my new system. And I feel really good right now because I feel like I really have I really have a system. Like, you know, now I have an institution, I have a program, you know, I have mentorship, and yeah, I really look forward to this journey. And this channel is going to be big. Like I said, my Japanese will skyrocket. And what am I doing with my shirt? Qu'est-ce que je fais avec mon pull? So yeah, I hope many people now, when they will see this after 1 year, and they will be like, wow, I only have 4 subscribers, but now I'll talk to this more to people. I'm proud about what I'm doing. It's not like before I wasn't proud, but I accept what I've done, but it's not like it was a good example. I think now I really have a confidence to show that to people and say, Refold is number one, A tier, Refold. Anyway, so with that I'm done, guys, and I'm going to the bathroom. So yeah, I'll stop the video right here. See you. Yeah, so you know, I know nobody's gonna watch this, but I know maybe you've never watched this, you'll never get to see this, but yeah, thank you, Lucia. That's thanks to you. I'm really motivated since I came back from Japan. My perspective has been meeting you was refreshing. So for those who don't know, she's very, very, very good in English. So you're my motivation. You're really cool. I really want to reach your level in Japanese. Not your level of Japanese, but the level of English you've reached is. I think your English is better than mine. In terms of grammar, in terms of, I think, pronunciation, also, of course, I think. Maybe not the accent, but the pronunciation, I think so. And so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You're really cool. And so basically this girl I met in Japan got 100% on a test I didn't even know existed. It's called the TOEFL. There's a TOEIC test as well in English. In Japan, there are many English tests, and the TOEFL is even harder. It's for foreigners. It's a test for foreigners who want to learn English. Yeah, so it's not even for Japanese people. Wow, 100% perfect score for listening. Incredible. So yeah, thank you very much. This. ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。日本語上手になりたい。結構日本語通じる、欲しいです。そのレベル。そういう感じ。そのレベル。というわけで、そういうわけで、じゃあ、Alright, thank you, girl. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow, and yeah, let's do this. At the beginning, I just wanted N4, but now I will take her as my model, and I think it's not even about like N4, N2, anything like this. This is like lame. This is like lame as mindset. Like it's really lame. Just doing as much as I can, as much as I can, and then I can reach that like high level of Japanese proficiency. That's so cool. Take it all in. I'm not gonna limit my brain. No lock inside. Nothing. Just go all in. And I was so depressed about not being able to go to Japan, but now I'm motivated, because think about it. That girl, she wasn't even in America or UK, right? She applied to go to UK, to UCL, but to UCL, but she did that after she became fluent, almost to a native level. Her proficiency in English is nearly native. It's near to a native level. Yeah. So that's why, like Matt says, you don't have to be in Japan to learn Japanese. You can pick it up. I did pick it up. Yeah. So if you want to acquire it, you can do it here, right now in your country. I'm in Canada. He was in America. Now he lives in Japan. But yeah, let's do this, guys. Handshake. Yeah. お互いに頑張りましょう. Let's do our best together. Let's go. Let's do it.